Thank you, Barbara. That was a very nice speech. It is always good to have enough confidence in yourself to try new things. Last but certainly not least is a speech about this deliverer's grandfather. An obvious role model in this person's life. He is definitely aspirational. Little Birdie also told me that this inspiration has a sweet tooth. I have many good memories of my grandfather, and we still do awesome stuff together. If your grandfather is half as fun to be with as mine, you're in good shape. Pertaining to Deliverer, he is a kind and soft-spoken person. With a pen in his hand and a good heart in his soul, he wrote a speech about a man who shaped his life. I am thrilled to present Mr. Jacob Ellis.
When I was younger, I was on a trip to Florida to visit my grandparents. We were at Disney World, and my grandfather, who was afraid of heights, so he only planned to go on the rides that were low to the ground. During lunchtime, he told me that if I tried a new food, he would go on my favorite ride at the time, the Barnstormer. I then tried the vegetable, or whatever food it was that he wanted me to try, probably something healthy, and he followed through with his offer. I rode the Barnstormer with him, and we had a great time, or at least I did. This shows that my grandfather, who I call Buddy, encourages me to try new things while he does the same and is willing to go out of his comfort zone. My grandfather inspires me because he is always willing to try new things, cares a lot about others, and is a very hard worker. One example of my grandfather being willing to try new things happened when my mom was a baby. My grandfather got a note from the president of the Jewish Community Center asking him to join something called the House Committee. He decided to join and eventually ended up becoming the president of the Jewish Community Center twice. This shows that if you try something new, you can end up really liking it, and it could lead to new opportunities. This is a picture of my grandfather watching a baseball game with me, even though he doesn't like baseball. Trying new things is something that I try to do a lot in my life. One example of this happened at the beginning of 2020. I remember scrolling through my YouTube recommended page when I stumbled across a video titled Top 25 Roller Coasters in the World. I thought it sounded interesting because I liked riding roller coaster and wanted to see which ones would be the most fun to ride. Also, I had never heard about roller coasters that were not at one of the few amusement parks that I had been to, so I wanted to learn more about them. As the video went on, I heard about crazy roller coasters in different countries like Germany and Japan. After watching, I started to get more interested in roller coasters and looked at some other videos that this person had posted. I found many videos that reviewed amusement parks and ranked up all sorts of roller coasters. This led me to decide to try to become a roller coaster engineer one day. You may be wondering what have to do with my grandfather. Well, if it were not for my grandfather constantly encouraging me to try new things, I may have never found my love for roller coasters. My grandfather Buddy inspires me every day by opening up my world to new possibilities. When my grandfather was in 9th grade, he was attending Parkland High School, where there was a service group called Key Club. In the Key Club, members work together on service projects to help the community. If you want to get involved in this, you first have to apply. After you apply, you find out if you are accepted if one of the members comes into your class and taps you on the shoulder. My grandfather decided to apply to the Key Club because he was excited to work on the service projects. One day during class, someone came in and tapped him, and he was very excited. After he joined Key Club, he had to do many hours of service work each week, but he was motivated to help others. I do this in my life in different ways. I was in the community service elective at school, which I really enjoyed. In community service, we brainstormed ideas for how to give back to our community at Swain and outside of school. In community service, we were doing projects to donate to hospitals and help others. My grandfather is the hardest working person that I know. When I am with him, I always see him working hard on whatever he needs to do. In addition to all of his work, he still finds time to play chess with me, go on walks, and spend time with his friends. Even when he is not feeling well, he still tries his best to attend online meetings and other work that he has to do. I try to learn from his hard-working attitude and use it in my own life. I try to complete all of my assignments for school on time in addition to other things I have to do in hopes to get some free time later. I also learned about trying to get things done ahead of time from Buddy. He told me about a time when he was in 7th grade and had an assignment due for school the next day. That night, his mom came upstairs to see how he was doing with his work. He then told his mom that he needed to type the entire paper and was not familiar with how to use the typewriter. Buddy and his mom stayed up until 2 in the morning writing the paper. After they finished, his mom calmly said that she was never going to do that again. My grandfather agreed, and all through college and law school, he had a reputation of turning all of his assignments in early. In conclusion, my grandfather inspires me to try new things, help others, and work hard. Through his actions, he has taught me a lot about how to be a good person and how to challenge myself to reach my goals. I hope that one day I can inspire others to do the same. Finally, I want to congratulate Buddy on his upcoming retirement from Just Born after 44 years. I hope that I can spend even more time with him in his retirement. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have questions? Mr. H. I did want to at one point, but now I want to be a roller coaster engineer. Yes. Because when I was like 1 or 2 years old, the question was, why do I call him Buddy? When I was 1 or 2 years old, he used to call me his little buddy, and that's the only thing I knew how to say, so I just started calling him that. Julie. The question was, is that my car? I wish it was my car, but it is not my car. Justin. The question was he the first person I thought of when I was choosing my inspiration speech? The answer is yes. Yeah, he was the first person. Libby. The question was, can I get candy whenever I want? And I'll just say that when I want candy, I can get candy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Your grandfather was such a great person. If you are watching this right now out there, you were always cordial and incredibly nice to a 10-year-old you never met before in your life. I wish you the best of luck in retirement. May good tidings go your way. Before we go, let's give one last round of applause to the speakers today, Jake, Barbara, and Jacob.